Hi everyone! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And if you're interested in supporting me further, you can always go to my Patreon or Ko-fi link. They're in the description below. In this one, I wanted to speak to you about something that I think is brilliant. A friend of mine shared it with me recently, and I thought it was so poignant that I wanted to share it with you as well. Recently, a friend of mine who I thought was an ENFP, she told me she was an ENFP. She behaved like an ENFP, an extroverted person. Recently told me that she had been apparently playing a role all this time or putting on a mask all this time because she's actually an INFP, because the INFP description really resonated with her, whereas she always felt like a fake ENFP. And, I just loved it so much that, she finally figured out what she really was or what her personality type was, and she resonated with it, and she really is learning a lot about it and, learning about herself in the moment, which is awesome, which is one of the reasons why I do these videos, so we can all learn more about ourselves. But she told me one of the things about INFPs is that introverted feeling is their primary function. For us, introverted intuition is our primary function, I believe. I'm not an expert on this at all. But what she was saying was that logic is not her primary way of dealing with the world at all. She's not good at logic at all. Like, she is not good at it. She knows she's not good at it. She's always tried to be good at it, but she's never been good at it. She has a friend who is an ENTJ, I believe, who's great at logic. And whenever she has any questions about her or to her, her friend's always able to come up, her friend Dina is always able to come up with a great logistical or logic answer, like great, rational, perfect answer. Whereas my friend Zita, she's always sitting there thinking, oh my God, I don't know how to logically think about this, right? Now, I thought this is really important because what I was thinking was that we should all be doing this, right? I don't think logic is my primary function either. I don't think I'm very good at logic. I can be. I think I can force it perhaps. But mostly I'm a feeler, so I usually use feelings to make my decisions, obviously. But I was imagining or thinking that if we have any function that is an inferior function of ours, or it's something that we're not really good at, it's a great idea to kind of have people in your life that you go to in order to balance out those inferior functions of yours. Because if you have an inferior function of extroverted sensing, then you go to a person who is great at extroverted sensing, and then you use them as a resource in order to guide you in situations where you think you need good extroverted sensing, right? And so in this way, you're kind of balancing yourself out using people and their brilliant abilities because you know they're great at it, and you know that they can balance you out, and you know that you don't always have to be good and perfect at everything because you're not going to be. And this is the way good leaders behave as well. A lot of leaders will tell you that they're not really great at a lot of different things, but what they are good at is picking people. They're good at picking people who balance out their weaknesses. And in this way, they know they have a lot of weaknesses, but they have a lot of people around them who balance those weaknesses out with their own strengths. And this way, they're able to form a complete whole. They're able to form a complete person who has all of the strengths that they need in order to do the work that they need to do. This is exactly what we're trying to do here. We're not a complete whole because we have inferior functions and we have imperfections, and we're good at this, but we're not good at that, or we're good at that and we're not good at this. And so what we need to do is to realize, yeah, these are all my weaknesses, accept them, be fine with it. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. And then find people in your life or in your circle or outside of the circle who are actually able to balance those weaknesses out for you. I've used this example before a lot, I think, but I think I've told you about my sister. She's an INTJ, I'm an INFJ, she's an INTJ. And so she's brilliant at balancing out my feeling aspect of things. In a lot of different things, I will go to her and I will ask her questions about things that I'm confused about. And in her very rational, logical thinking way, she'll be able to really correct a lot of my false thinking. Now, I'm saying that, I'm not completely, I know who I am and I know where I'm coming from. So a lot of times I'll trust my intuition and I'll just go along with it. But in certain moments in time, I feel confused and I'm not sure if this is the right avenue, or I'm not sure if I'm making the right decision, and I want a little bit of feedback. So I will go to my sister and I'll ask her. And in her very typical INTJ way, she'll be like, yeah, this is the way to do it. This is how you should do it. This is where you should go, etc., etc. And instantaneously, I've used someone else's strength in order to balance out my weakness, and I'm able to make a decision and go forward. And this is something I do quite often with a lot of my different friends who are good at different things. I'm not good at extroversion. I'm not good with people in a lot of different cases. I'm not good at social situations. And so I will always go to a particular extroverted friend who is brilliant at this kind of stuff. She's great at people. She's great with people. She's great at social situations. And so if I have a question about socialization in general, I will go to her and I'll ask her, because I know she's going to have a good answer for me, and she's going to teach me in the process, and I'll keep on getting better and better, right? And so I really want us to start thinking of people as resources. Now, I'm not saying that just use them and abuse them kind of thing, obviously. Of course, give back to them as well. I mean, my sister always comes to me as well with questions, and I help her. And my friend, who's an extroverted friend, she always comes to me with questions as well, and I balance her out as well. So it's about realizing that we're not going to have all of the cards in place, right? We're not going to be perfect at everything, of course. But then what happens is that if you're not good at something, then just go to someone who's actually good at it. They have that as their strength. Go to them, use them. Come on, like they're right there. They're there and they want to help. People always want to help everyone else. That's just one of our human things. You'll be astonished at how excited they will be to help you, how excited they will be to use their strength in order to help you out. Just the way you are really excited to help them out when they come to you wanting to use your strength, right? So if someone comes to you and asks you to use your intuition and make a decision for them, you'll be so happy to do this because you're able to help them out. The same thing applies to them. They want to help you as well. And so go and use the resources around you. Now, if you don't have a lot of these resources around you, then I do recommend that you kind of find some people who are good at balancing your weaknesses out. Like if you have some weakness and you're terrible at logic, or you're terrible at rationality, or you're terrible at decision making, or whatever it might be, whatever your weakness might be, find someone who can balance it out for you. It's extremely important because you're not going to be able to do it all yourself. It's just not possible. We're just not perfect creatures, of course, right? And so we need to find someone else to balance us out. Now, I do recommend this is one of the most important things you can do for yourself, because it will really help you live a more balanced and a more productive and a more awesome life, because you're not always scrambling to fix yourself. Just live with your strengths, live with your weaknesses, find other people to balance your weaknesses, and then use your strengths to help other people out. I think that we're always trying to fix our weaknesses rather than working on our strengths and then letting other people balance our weaknesses out for us. And so this is the way I assume productivity will rise and our life will become more and more ideal and more dreamlike, which is what I try to do as much as possible. I'm never trying to fix my weaknesses. Like, for example, I hate cleaning. I don't like it. It's something I could do. It's fine. I usually try to keep my room as organized as possible so that I don't have to clean. But in general, don't like cleaning. So instead of being like, this is a weakness of mine, I need to become better at cleaning, I just ignore it. And I just pay for the services. I just get someone else to clean my room for me. It's worth it to me to not even worry about it and not think about it and not to be stressed out about it. I just can't be bothered with it. So it's a very temporary and minor weakness, but it's something that I don't want to deal with. And so I just get someone else to do it for me. They're happy because they get paid. I'm happy because I don't have to think about it. My house stays clean and everyone's happy all around. It's all a win-win situation. So that's how I'd like you to think about your life as well. Balance it out using the people around you. Use their strengths, let them use your strength, and then this way we don't have to worry about making our weaknesses better, but we can just focus on our strengths and making our strengths more and more strengthful, which is not really a real word. All right. Either way, I hope this makes sense. I hope I was able to explain myself to you. If you have any questions about this, please comment below and I shall do a follow-up video. Again, thank you for being on my channel. I appreciate the support and I shall see you guys next time around. Bye for now.